Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Sketching Hour, where we like to sketch for an hour. I'm Lauren. I'm the content coordinator here at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and the two people below me are the people who are actually going to be doing the sketching, including this lovely hello that we've got to the left of us. Alexis, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Alexis. I'm the art lead for Idle Champions, and today I am here. Yay!
I feel that. Today I'm here. I felt that in my soul. Michelle, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Michelle Papadopoulos. I'm also one of the artists at Codename Entertainment, and I'm here ready to draw.
We are all present and accounted for. Excellent. If you are new to this show, well then welcome. We are going to be creating new creatures out of these rolling tables, in where the three of us are going to be rolling and coming up with a random monster, cute animal, and adjective. Michelle and Alexis will take those suggestions and meld them into monstrosities of either cute or fearsomeness, while we come up with backstory for those creatures and just in general talk about Idle Champions. And today, I have gone back to my Orkira dice because I miss her. How about the two of you?
Rainbow.
Yay!
Teal with sparkles.
Awesome. Okay. While we get these rolled, so Alexis has cute animals, Michelle has monsters, and I got the adjectives. So here we go.
Okay, so I got a 2 for purple worm for monsters.
Ooh, okay. So
Gotta look that up.
You got a what?
Look that up.
I'm sorry, I did not hear that. What was the cute?
Oh, I gotta look that up.
Oh, the purple worm. Okay.
Yeah.
Alexis, what'd you get for the cute animal?
I got a 20 for Meerkat.
Ooh, natural 20. Very nice.
I think second episode in a row too.
That's right, because we had Artist Choice last week.
Ooh.
Well, we don't have Artist Choice this week because I rolled an 8, which is muscled, which is interesting because the purple worm already is pretty muscled, but the Meerkat not so much. So, yeah, so we're gonna be making purple Meerkat, muscled Meerkat purple worms. This one is a little more difficult to figure out. What do the two of you think? Is there an order that makes sense?
I think muscled first.
Yeah, muscled first.
Okay. Muscled first.
I saw the meerkat purple one probably.
All right.
Muscled purple mealworm.
Oh.
Meerkat purple worm.
Let's
Oh.
see.
Once again, we're going to need 2 lines for this title. Geesh, every once in a while, we've just got to have a title for the episode that's going to go a little bit longer than we have room for. But all right. Well, while the two of them get started with stuff, we do also take questions. Questions from the audience. So if anybody has any questions, you can put those in the chat with question in big capital letters. And today, I believe we have Martin. Yes. Hi, Martin. Martin is our moderator, producer, person helping me grab all of the questions from the chat. So that way, if I'm too busy doing something else and I miss one of your questions, Martin will grab it. And while Martin does that, I'm going to show off some stuff from last week. Because last week's art, y'all. I mean, every week I am impressed, but last week was really cool. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. It was fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, the bioluminescent really, the two of you were really taken with bioluminescent. I think these look amazing. You can almost see them glowing. And then obviously, I was not the only person who was inspired because we got fan art of the bioluminescent koala. What was it?
Awesome.
Bioluminescent koala something.
Genstalker.
Yes, thank you. So yes, on the left we've got Nita Artlet, and on the right we have Banana Mobster. And once again, bioluminescent seems to be the word that artists like to gravitate towards. It's pretty cool.
I think it's because it's one of those words that sort of, even though it is based in reality and it's a thing that happens, it's kind of like a magical word and a magical prompt.
That's true. Yeah. And I like how the two of you and Anita went for kind of a purplish, bluish, kind of gentle glow, and Banana Mobster went for neon.
Yeah.
Went for something that had a little bit more menace to it, which I really like. Anyway, let's come back to the art screen so that we can watch the fun. Hi, chat. How you doing? We're not supposed to compare the meerkats. Oh no, Cassie's 335 has made a reference I do not get. This is what I get for looking at chat. That someone will explain it. That'll be fine. Hi, chat. How you doing? The Lurking Writer says Banana Mobster's koala stalker is what roams the wastelands of post-apocalyptic Australia in Fallout. Yeah, that they do kind of look like Fallout monsters. I haven't played that game in a while though. Oof. All right. True Wanaheda says, "Hi, Lauren. Inquiring minds want to know who drew Orcus's throne in the new content." We had a second person, JDog2773, asking who the artist was behind the design of Orcus's throne. So today was the Grand Tour update, I believe, that just came out. I think it's Grand Tour. I'm gonna look and make sure I get this right because I'm the person who helps write the blogs, and I might be working on ones that aren't out yet. Grand Tour 15. Grand Tour 15 is out today with 2 new variants of the Dark Heart and the Alien Underdark, and apparently everybody is taken with the throne. Alexis, Michelle, can either of you talk about that?
So Bronwyn was working on backgrounds for that update, and I believe that was her that did the throne.
Well, the people in chat are obviously very taken with Orcus's throne, and I'm sure that they would love it if we passed along all of that joy, because I'm sure the background artists don't get nearly as much praise as they should. Also, I do love Orcus's throne. I do happen to know there's a tiny little Easter egg in there. That's kind of funny. That makes me happy. If you haven't seen it yet, you should go play the new adventure and the new variants that are out because it's really good. Cassius335 asks, should we expect the next Champion Spotlight Saturday or Monday? So for those who are wondering why I'm thinking about this, Friday's April Fool's Day. Friday's April 1st. Usually Friday was when a new Champion Spotlight would come out. But it's unfair to our wonderful content creators to put out a Champion Spotlight on April Fool's Day. Trust me, I know. So we're not. You should probably just watch our socials. You really should. Just watch our social media. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Hey, if you're not, I'll take a drink in a moment. If you're not on our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions, then you definitely should, because when blogs or announcements happen, then you can definitely see them as they occur. But that's the only thing I'm going to say, is that our Champion Spotlight will not be coming out on Friday, because that would be unfair. Because the last thing I want to do is spend all Friday trying to explain to people that, no, this is real, because there will be people who will not believe me. So I should ask Michelle, Alexis, have either of you ever participated in an April Fool's Day thing, and how did it go?
Nothing like really beyond sort of the general sort of April Fool's things that you do as like a teenager. So nothing I could even like recall as I'm like,
Yeah.
sure I have, but nothing that really sticks in my mind is like, oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think that pulling pranks is just not really my thing.
I mean, I'm there with you. I even had a hard time in D&D as a character pulling a prank on another character. And I have made it known that I do not like April Fool's Day at all. I've now been in 2 different jobs in where I've had to deal with April Fool's Day, and some friends of mine have had to deal with me complaining about it every year. I probably complain about it too much, but I have been in the position in where because I used to be the community manager, not just here, but other places, and work on social media. And April Fool's Day is a hard day.
I'm sorry, Lauren.
Well, I will say it's been way better for me because in all the places that I've worked, people have either agreed with me that we should not put anything out on social medias or on April Fool's Day at all, or when we do, it's going to be something so obviously a joke and innocuous and funny and not making fun of anybody and not being like mean-spirited or anything. So I have been very fortunate to be surrounded by awesome people who want to try to do April Fool's Day right. So, but yes, I do remember last year being a new person to the company, having Orkira coming out in the game and it being April 1st. Being like, so, let's have a talk. Let's see what happens. Cassius335 has said that the Compare the Meerkats is a YouTube thing. It was a whole thing over here. Oh, there's whole sections of the internet I totally miss out on. That doesn't surprise me. All right, so since we're talking about April Fools, chat, I would like to know, have any of you participated in April Fools in any way, successful or unsuccessful? Or, yes, actually, Alias Buck brings up the other thing I was going to mention. ThinkGeek was one of the few companies that did a really good April Fool's Day thing because they always put out a product. They put out a product that ended up selling it because it ended up being something everybody wanted anyway. And so it was funny and it didn't hurt anybody and ended up being kind of fun. So have you seen an April Fool's Day thing, joke that you were happy with? Let's stay on the happy side. Let's see, like ThinkGeek, April Fool's Days that were fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, here at Idle Champions, we had our April Fool's joke where we were bringing Spurt to the game, and then we did.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
I did appreciate that because that was in the same vein. It was funny, it was fun, and then oh look, we weren't actually joking. Well, I say we, but I wasn't working here at the time, so you weren't actually joking. I did really like that. There's a bunch of them coming in now. All right, let me see. Google did a few good ones once in a while, says the lurking writer. Oh, probably with their header, they change up the Google, the logo. There we go. Words.
Yeah. That's the right one.
Okay, a lot of people are talking about a Razer toaster, and I've apparently missed out on the Razer toaster.
I think I missed out on the Razer toaster too.
Michelle, do you know what a Razer toaster is?
No.
Chat, please.
Tell us.
Help us. I've seen multiple people in chat talking about still, like, Our Green Paradox, still waiting on my Razer toaster. Nixus, Razer toasters for the win. All right. Educate us, please. And KPL here, I do also agree. Not really been that big into April Fools. Google Doodle. Thank you, Project Q. Cassius335 says, I've talked about it here a few times, but Pokemon Go was born from a Google April Fools. Really? I haven't heard that story. Oh, here we go. We're getting information. The Razer toaster was an April Fool's joke from Razer Gaming Accessories. Okay. Well, now I gotta look this up. Laser toaster.
I mean, like, who wouldn't want to make their toast with some rainbow lights accompanying it?
I mean, that's true. I would 100% buy a toaster that was all Project Breadwinner. What? Bread to Win, the most requested product in the history of gaming, is now under development. Project Breadwinner is a crowdsourced project dedicated to providing gamers with the #1 source of gaming fuel around the world. Toast. That was a sentence. That was a... Thank you, chat. I'm going to have to look at that later. Wow. I've been a gamer for a very long time. I like toast. I've never put the two of them together before.
It's very versatile, though. You could put so many different toppings on it.
Mhm.
That's true. And just because it's a toaster, it doesn't have to just be toast. I have made waffles in my toaster.
Mhm, mhm.
Especially frozen waffles are really good. Just in there.
Sometimes I put like banana bread in my toaster,
Ooh.
which is very nice, but also always feels kind of dangerous because, like, ooh, what if it falls apart when I try to get it out? Living on the edge.
I was about to say, ooh, dangerous.
Yeah.
You have to eventually turn that thing upside down and shake it really hard.
Yeah. And then I'll have banana crumbs.
Oh, banana crumbs. I do, on occasion, have to turn that toaster upside down. The things you have to learn as an adult, like how to clean your toaster.
Mhm.
There are weird things. And that moment of like, you know, how do you clean your toaster? Google. Well, just turn it upside down and shake real hard. Okay. All right. That kind of makes sense. I understand. Here I am, an adult, over my sink with a toaster.
That's the sound the toasters make.
Yes, that's exactly. I'm making lots of screaming noises, but the toaster is the toaster's having fun.
Yeah. Woo.
Along with the toaster, how to clean not just your oven, but the heating stuff on the top of the oven. Like if you don't have a gas oven, if you've got how to clean your oven. It's something you don't think about until suddenly you have an oven. No one when I was growing up told me about cleaning ovens.
No. And then one day you just look inside and you're like, oh, gross. They're not self-cleaning?
Or someone says something. Like that's how I found out, is someone told me. And I went, oh, what? I've never done that, and I've lived in this apartment for 3 years. Well, I'm killing myself because I've been eating food that's been spoiled by an oven that has just gone wrong. Eclectic01 says meerkats usually eat worms, so this seems a bit ironic. Well, maybe this is what happens when meerkats eat too many worms or eat the wrong worms.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just have to say from the outlines already how happy I am that these are muscled. This is already a joy. Like just the guns on these meerkat purple worms are making me so happy. Martin says, I'm a fan of the French poisson d'avril. The French fish d'avril.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm an American. My French is real bad. Here we go. Oh, actually, Alexis, do you have a guess on what poisson d'avril means?
Well, it means the fish of April, but but I don't know what that is.
April fish is the translation, says Martin. Which so apparently is that like a different day for April Fool's Day? Is April fish? Oh no, wait! Someone told me about this. I remember now because in France you put fish, like you cut out pictures of fish and put them on your door. No one explained why, but you know it's April Fool's Day, so there doesn't have to be a why. But I do remember this now. Someone was telling me about this. April fish is the translation. Instead of pranks, you try and stick fish around. Oh, like real fish.
Oh no.
Oh, it's super harmless. Martin says it's super harmless. And the first thing I thought of was, I've participated in Easter egg hunts where not all of the eggs have been found. And they were real eggs. And so there was a search, because when you can't find that last egg and it's just sitting somewhere, it's somewhere and you don't know where it is. You don't want it sitting around. Problems with being an adult, everyone. Suddenly you're in charge of finding the smelly thing.
Yeah, always count the eggs before you hide them. Easter.
Yes. Oh, Martin is clarifying. It's supposed to be paperfish.
Oh.
It is not real fish. It is paperfish. I'm still imagining someone with a salmon. I'm gonna hide it back here. And yes, Alexis is right. If you participate in any of those Easter egg hunts, even if they are not real eggs, if they're like plastic eggs, not only count how many you put out, but have a map of where you put them. I speak from experience. Peebor says, just wondering, as I watch them draw, are Michelle and Alexis using mice or some other technology to draw? Ooh, we haven't actually answered this question in a while, so excellent. What are the two of you using?
We're using Wacom Cintiqs. They're like a big monitor that you can draw on with a stylus.
Yeah.
So we're drawing right on the screen.
And
Much easier than a mouse.
Yeah, kind of a must for our profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game art wouldn't be as good.
No.
Take way longer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Probably
And-
have like tendonitis too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, could you imagine if you were using one of those, the rolly mice that are, it stays still, but you use the ball?
Mm.
Like, that would probably be even worse.
Yeah, I think so. Oof. No, thank you.
That's an extra life challenge right there. If we do another extra life marathon, that's what I should find out is, hey, the sketching hour uses mice.
It would be kind of fun, actually, just to see what we could do with the mouse.
Yeah, and I mean, usually this might be the first time we've answered this question on camera, but we can actually show you the pens,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
which I haven't thought of doing before. But it
Right.
looks like a regular pen, but it's got like a little plastic nib on the end instead of
A few buttons.
a rolly ball or something. Yeah.
And are your buttons, do they correspond to mouse buttons, or can you program them? What do the buttons do?
Yeah, you can program them. I don't even use them, to be honest. But
I don't really use mine either, but I think if you click the top of my button, it's like undo and the bottom is right click.
Do you not use it because it's just unintuitive or uncomfortable?
Yeah, like go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I'm so used to doing the shortcuts the other way. Like, I just don't tend to use that. Probably be kind of a good thing to get into, though.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I usually have like my other hand on the keyboard and I just do shortcuts
Yeah.
with that.
That makes sense.
Mm.
Do all or do most of the pens that are for tablets, do they come with some kind of button, or do some of them come buttonless?
I think most have buttons.
Yeah, most would have them.
The button that I do use is like the end of the pen is actually just autos to eraser, so you can flip it over and erase, like
cool.
an actual pencil.
That's really cool. I like that a lot. That makes a lot of sense.
Very intuitive, that one.
Oh, yeah. And you never run out of eraser,
No.
which is a pain, because if you have a pencil you really, really like and then you run out of eraser, it's like, oh.
Mhm.
And then you have to brush off the little eraser pieces after.
Yeah.
Or like when the eraser goes kind of stale and you go to erase and it just like rips the paper.
Ugh.
Yeah, I've had that before. Whoops. Oh, and I should say, the program that they're currently using to draw on, we're using a website-based program called Magma Studios, which allows Alexis and Michelle to draw on the same canvas, and then for us to also watch. I mean, technically, I'm there as well, and I could also draw, but that would defeat the purpose of having good art. So that's why we've got both of them on the screen at the same time.
Mhm. Today's not April 1st. We've done some mouse drawing, done some Lauren drawing.
I mean, I I like the idea of saving those for extra life, because then, although that kind of thing would be funny because we would be making fun of ourselves. Like, we would be accepting all right, we're going to do something ridiculous and draw with a mouse. Like, I think that's okay. It's when people make fun of other people, which happens a lot in April Fools. But
Yeah.
I'm just going to store that in the back of my brain for September, October, November. It's mouse fun. Cassius335 says, question, do muscled meerkat purple worms have their own Mr. Underdark contests? Well, now they do.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the way these two are posing. This is obviously I know nothing about weightlifting competitions except that they stand there posing. I don't even know what those poses are called. What else do you do in a Mr. So-and-so competition? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh no. I think there's like different kinds too. Like, there's the ones where it's just like posing and like, look at the muscles. And then there's the other ones where they actually
Like
lift weights and
fitness
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I should just look up what Arnold Schwarzenegger does, or did, or actually kind of does. Like, I've seen his workout videos now, and he is a man who is older than I am, and his physique is really impressive.
I didn't know he had workout videos out now.
He put out a bunch of stuff during the pandemic,
Okay.
little, I don't know if it was on TikTok. I saw them on Twitter. But yes, it's actually really impressive. Oh, and listen, thank the universe for Martin. Because if it wasn't for Martin, I would know nothing. So Martin has told me bodybuilding is posing and weightlifting is a strength competition. And so those are two separate things, but I'd imagine people probably do both.
I thought weightlifting was just like the training that you do to go into a bodybuilding competition. Like, I didn't know they were two different types of competitions.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm being updated by Martin again. Very rarely do people do both. Wow.
Oh.
See,
It's maybe like weightlifting for aesthetic reasons, like is maybe not conducive to actually lifting heavy weights.
Right.
Because you're developing different kinds of muscles.
Interesting.
Maybe? I don't know. I know nothing.
Well,
I make theories though.
I'm watching what Martin is typing in here, and I think you're on the right track. So, another update. Bodybuilding is such a strain on the body as people are trying to get the lowest body fat.
Oh, yeah.
The lowest body fat percentage, essentially. So bodybuilders often can't lift very heavy when in competition, in competition form, because they have no energy.
Oh, that totally makes sense. Like when you see the really, really strong guys like in the Olympics, they're usually like pretty stocky, pretty hefty. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and this also makes sense because I know actors, when they have to film some of those superhero scenes, or take pictures in where they need to look super buff and ripped and everything, that's a specific, like, they have to starve themselves and do very specific things that are actually incredibly unhealthy in order to get that look, in order to get that incredibly defined look. And that it's not good. It's not at all healthy. And yeah, I would imagine, so they would look amazing. They would look incredibly ripped and like they have all these muscles, but these are people who haven't eaten in 24 hours and have had very little of anything. And so, no, they couldn't lift anything. That makes sense. See, welcome to the Sketching Hour, where we occasionally talk about idol champions, but you always learn something. The more you know. I'm not joking though. I learn something every time we do this show. Thanks to the two of you in chat. It's amazing. All right, okay, I'm gonna try to do this as Garwar has said. Muscled meerkat purple worm. Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back at me. Now back at your man. Now back at me. Sadly, he isn't me. He is not a muscled meerkat purple worm. Look, I'm riding on a horse. Now I am a horse. I'm a centaur. I loved that commercial.
Me too.
Thank you, Garwar. That was lovely. Oh, we're back to April Fools. Stabigail the Kobold. First off, it was good to see Stabigail in Champions of Lore earlier today because we were talking about, they were talking about kobolds. I was hanging out doing production stuff. But yes, you should definitely go watch that because B. Dave Walters, Aaron M. Evans, and Trevor Bettis had some really interesting things to say about kobolds. Also about very ripped, muscly kobolds. Swolebalds, which you should definitely find out about. And that's how I'm going to transition back to muscled meerkat purple worms. So Stabigail says, since some characters have associated familiars, for next April Fools, Orkira could get a flaming marshmallow gelatinous cube familiar.
Yes.
But if it's
Why wait till next April?
I'm gonna put in an art order right now. I'm sure y'all have plenty of time. I mean, I kind of like the idea of just getting a flaming marshmallow. I mean, why does it have to be a gelatinous cube? Why can't the phoenix go away for one day and then it's just a flaming marshmallow, just a marshmallow on fire? I mean, it would actually be semi-canon in a weird way because there comes a point in Orkira's life and where her spiritual weapon stops being the phoenix and starts being just a hot ball of magma for story reasons. And so, yeah, maybe the next time I get a chance to play as her, I will just summon a flaming marshmallow. Mm-hmm. That would be really appropriate. Okay, we'll think about that for next year. I'm willing to make fun of myself for April Fools. The Lurking Writer says, I'm getting vague Minsk vibes from Alexis's mealworm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, now I need to do a tiny little giant mealworm, space mealworm on his shoulder.
It's Minsk who's been polymorphed into a muscled meerkat purple worm. Like, look at me. I am still very strong. I am still the strongest, aren't I, Boo? Yes, I am. I have many, many more legs. This is very exciting. But look, I still have my muscles. My accent is nowhere near as good as Jim Zub's.
It's pretty good. It was nice and consistent throughout, too.
Oh,
which I think is the hard part, you know. Starting with the accent, good, and then like keeping it going, hard.
It's committing to the bit for me. I think it's different for everybody when you put on a voice. For me, it's so you get a line in, and that's usually when my brain goes, "What are you doing? You sound ridiculous."
No.
And then forcing myself to just keep going and being super committed to, all right, well, this is the voice that came out of my mouth, and so this is the voice I'm sticking with. And if I do that, I can at least stay consistent. I can't guarantee it's a good voice. I can't guarantee that it's anything like what I want it to sound like, but I'll keep going. So that's your DM tip or character tip for the day, everybody. If you're trying to come up with a voice for a character and you start to talk in that voice, sometimes just keep going. Just plow on through, and the commitment to the bit will help. Cassius335 says, pocket brisket familiar because of Desmond. I would love for Orkira to have pocket brisket. I don't know how that would happen art-wise because it would be in her pocket, but I don't know. That's an April Fool's joke. Where no, because then everybody's going to be leaving messages. I was just thinking the April Fool's joke is we say that Orkira now has pocket brisket in her pocket. But of course, you don't change anything because it's in her pocket. So you don't have to see it. You don't have to do anything. But then a lot of people would be sending in support tickets saying, I can't see her pocket brisket. I mean, that's the other thing we have to think about as people who are doing a April Fool's Day thing as a company, right? Is you don't want it to be something that people will accidentally misinterpret in any way or think is real enough that they send in support tickets, because you never want to overburden your support people. They're
No.
already so overworked. Sean and Taylor are already doing so much. So there have definitely been April Fool's jokes that have been shot down simply for the fact that good ideas, but like, oh, you know what? Everybody's going to think it's real, or everybody's going to want it, and then support's going to get flooded with tickets. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a no.
Yeah, it's a no. That's why it's easier to just not do anything. But, people like to have fun. Gray Hell Shaped is, got a brisket in my pocket, and now Jason Charles Miller needs to fill in the rest. Yeah, if Bardic Inspiration ever gets around to doing a Desmond song, it's probably going to have something about pocket brisket in there. Hashtag snack pack. All right. I'm just looking to see about... Oh, everybody's talking about the newest stuff and about Blushi. I see people talking about Bully for You, which is the adventure variant that you can do to unlock Blushi, who's the newest Evergreen champion that came out. Wow, was it really last week? It was last week.
Just last week.
It hasn't been a week. It's been a week. It's been a week. Wow. Yes, anyway, that's how you can unlock her, is if you finish that adventure variant, and it's hard. It's a challenge, but I think you're up to the task. I will say, I'll just drink now. If you need any help with doing that challenge, you should come to our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions, because the wonderful community there can help you actually get through that adventure variant if you are having any problems with it. So let us know. I love... I put it in there, Martin put it in there, and then we also have Garwar's guides, because Garwar has a guide for everything. This is what I get for drinking my tea before I put it into the chat, because then everybody can get ahead of me. Tickled. I mean, I'm glad that you enjoyed I'll just drink now, best comment ever. Like, sometimes you just gotta give in to the fact that, all right, I'm gonna say this a lot. That's fine, I'll just drink now. And that's good tea. Oh, and since we are just more than halfway through the show, we probably have the second half of the wonderful people coming in to watch. Welcome. If you do have any questions for us, for the artists, about the art, about Idle Champions, about April Fool's Day, go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters, and Martin, the wonderful Martin, who is doing a better job of answering some of these questions than I am, will put those in our backstage chat so I don't miss them. And while people are doing that, I would love to know, because we are at that point, I made a joke about, well, this is what happens when purple worms eat too many meerkats, or meerkats eat too many purple worms. How did these creatures come to be? I love that we've all just taken a moment to think.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask a related question that might help, which is another question I like to ask for Michelle and Alexis. What are the sizes of these creatures?
Real big.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine's really big too.
All right, because there was, between purple worm and meerkat, that's a huge gap. That's a huge number of loaves of bread. And so, like, this could have gone any direction. So they're big. They're super big. So this
Thousands and thousands of loaves of bread.
Oh, so many loaves of bread. So this might not be a meerkat eating worms. This might be a purple worm eating meerkats, which is also terrifying. Oh, geez. Or we can continue with the idea that these are Minsk and Boo related, because Cassius335 just said, wait, if the one on the right is Minsk, is Boo the left one? I mean...
It'd be a massive one.
I mean, Boo is a giant miniature space hamster, so he is a giant creature. He could probably take on a purple worm. That would be an interesting moment to have the two of them polymorphed into these creatures. Especially since it looks like the two of them are the same size, and so, Boo, you could not ride on my shoulder anymore. Nixa says, support April Fools, closing all tickets with only "have a nice day." Aw. And Gray L-Shaped has asked a question that we like to answer on a regular basis. What drawing platform is in use here? This is Magma Studios, which is you can just use this on the web, which is lots of fun because then you can have multiple people on the same canvas drawing at the same time. And this is how we watch. So yeah, you can actually check them out yourself. I don't remember what the URL is, but if you do a search for Magma Studios, you will be able to find it.
It's magmastudio.io.
.io.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Project Q says, Mirsk and Boo Cat. I mean, yeah, I don't know if we want to go down the Minsk and Boo road, but it is kind of a funny thought. Oh, Star Chaser 43 has written a dissertation. Okay. The meerkats and the purple worms were at war. Oh, I should do this in serious voice. The meerkats and the purple worms were at war many years ago, but they came to a truce and decided that they needed to be able to, quote, walk a mile in the other shoes, end quote. Hence, they found someone with a permanent polymorph spell, created these half creatures.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, all right. So not a horrific experiment, not a wizard did it and it went wrong, but an actual intentional melding of two creatures. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I also like the fact that it came with backstory. Props to you for writing an entire backstory. That was amazing. Well, and so I think we go with that backstory, and that's how these creatures came to be. If we still want to reference the Minsk and Boo, we could probably reference them in the names, but does the chat have any names for these creatures? And you don't necessarily have to go Minsk and Boo. Like, just enjoy the art that is before you and see if there's anything that inspires you. And, I mean, Alexis and Michelle, if you have name suggestions, obviously you get a bit of priority here.
I never have a name suggestion.
Me neither. I'm too busy drawing to think about other things.
Well, let's see what the chat has come up with, and you can vote on things. Meerworm and Buffworm. I mean, I kind of like Buffworm, but I feel like both of them are buff, so I don't want one to be left out. I mean, Michelle's, look at those arms. I wish I had those arms. I've been doing push-ups, but my arms don't look anything like that. Willie Wonkanobi says, Tiny and Minsk Cat. Minsk Cat. M-I-N-S capital K-A-T. Minsk Cat. Irene UK says, given Purple Worm is kind of like Purple Rain, maybe Prince for one of them.
I like that one.
I like that a lot. I think that would have to be Alexis's on the right, since yours has a bit more purple, not a ton.
Yeah.
Both of you, yeah. Ooh, Set Manji says, looks like a Mike and Thaddeus to me.
Nice.
I kind of appreciate you just look like a Mike. You look like a Thaddeus. Oh, and apparently Michelle's looks like a Lucille. These are kind of wonderful names.
Pretty hard to
KPL here.
choose.
Arnold.
Also appropriate.
Also appropriate. The Lurking Writer says, look it, Lookat, and me, MEE. Look it and me. I mean, at least the one is posing. So that's.
Yeah, he looks pretty proud.
Yeah.
He
he's
should
like-
pretty.
I mean, he should. Look at those guns. I'd be showing those off. I'd be popping up in front of adventurers and being like, hello, look at my. Look at.
Peace out.
I did not miss Arm Day today. Hey. All right, you look good too. Goodbye. I feel like that's now an actual encounter I'm gonna have to throw at my D&D group. Is some creature shows up just to show off.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to fight with you. I just want you to admire this. Look at me. I've been working out, huh? Okay, bye. Oh God, the Lurking Writer. Purple worms always miss leg day. Gray L-Shape says Vinworm and Dwayne Worm. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got a bunch of options to mull over. And yes, I agree with Martin. One of the best excuses for skipping leg day is not having legs. But here's the thing: if you don't have legs, then can you really program in a leg day, or are you already putting in rest days just by calling them leg days? Are leg days just another word for rest days, or do you also have rest days? See, the trouble here is I know absolutely nothing about bodybuilding, as we have learned earlier in the show, and so I should not be asking these questions that I have no answers to.
You must need a rest day, though. There's no way you could do it like 7 days a week, could you? Don't your muscles need to, like, after you've kind of done your thing, it kind of breaks the muscle, and then you have to have time for it to fuse back together or something, I don't know. Repair itself.
I think you're absolutely right, because that's why you get sore when you. That's that feeling of a quote unquote good workout, a good soreness is like, oh, I got in something solid in a day, I'm gonna feel better. And I think that's also why you do, like, today is arm day and tomorrow is leg day. So you don't necessarily skip a day of working out, but you give each of those muscle groups. I mostly do cardio because that's what I'm trying to do. And I know it's even important in cardio that you physically take a day off. You are not supposed to go every single day, that you should give your body a rest day. And yes, Martin has confirmed, yes, rest days promote more muscle growth. And Cassie335 says, does posing break through any charmed resistance or immunity? So this is like
your advantage.
This is like a charm effect, or this is like how you avoid being charmed. Be like, you cannot charm me. Look at my muscles.
It's a counter charm.
Wouldn't every fighter barbarian then have natural resistance to charms? Because most of them.
They're good at flexing.
That's true. Flexing is a skill. Okay, so if flexing becomes a skill that you can get proficiency in. This is an entire adventure. I'm just okay. Well, now it's okay. Your players, their PCs are going to a bodybuilding competition, and in order to enter, one of them has to participate in the competition. So now they're going to go through the process of becoming skilled at posing, and now they have advantage on being charmed because they are so charming.
Yeah, you'd have to roll like maybe a strength check and a performance check at the same time to see how you do and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or maybe you get the performance check, but you get to add your athletics modifier or something.
Yeah.
That could be good. Let's write up this adventure right now, put it on DM's Guild, all set. How'd you come up with this? Well, it all started with rolling on a table. As all good D&D ideas start. Oh, Gray L-Shaped says, muscles build best when they are sort of rested, but still a little sore from the last workout. Which sounds like every time I work out, actually. Ooh, Devil Crayon says, wouldn't flexing be a modified intimidate? I think it would depend on the situation, but I would allow that as the DM.
Because I mean, you could impress the judges either by like, you know, charisma and like skill, or you could like impress the judges by making them fear for their lives because they're like, ah.
Yeah.
Give them a 10. Give them a 10.
That person is so scary, they must be super strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it would depend on the intention, but I think the intimidation could go really wrong because if you don't roll well and you roll, you know, here's a 4 in my intimidate, and now you're trying to look intimidating and be frightened of me, and you kind of look silly. So I think there is things can go really right or really wrong with that.
Oops.
Yeah. We've got people in chat now talking about call it a strength-based performance or a con-based performance check. Yeah, there are those rules that you can have you use a different modifier for a skill check based on how your character is trying to do something. So yeah, this is a perfect example of that. A bodybuilding muscled meerkat purple worm wouldn't necessarily be a charismatic performer, but they're going to be super strong. But if they've learned how to pose, maybe now their strength modifier is what you use to determine their performance check, so that they get a little bit of a bonus for putting in the work.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That is how I'm going to explain using alternative modifiers for performance checks from now on. Well, so picture a muscled meerkat purple worm. Oh, geez. We're almost out of time. I didn't realize what time it was. Oh, Lurking Rider says flexing is a superpower in Doom Patrol. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. There's so many superhero powers that are out there. Why wouldn't flexing be, Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. We have now come up with names for these two. I'm putting this out there. You can veto me if you want, but I think we have to go with our Green Paradox, Hans and Franz.
Let's do it. I like this.
Yeah, me too.
That's an old Saturday Night Live sketch, but yeah, we are Hans and we are Franz, and we are here to pump you up. Yeah. All right. Done, everybody. Say hello to Hans and Franz. And also say hello to Alexis and Michelle, who've done a fantastic job in melding all of these amazing words into creatures that are ridiculous and fun. And also, I'm just an envy of their guns. Alexis, where can we find more of your amazing art?
I'm on Twitter at AlexisThero and on Instagram at alexis.thero.
And Michelle, where can we find more of your amazing art?
I'm on Instagram at Michelle Papadopoulos and on Twitter at Art of Michelle.
And you can find more of me talking into the void on Twitter as Obolorin. You can find a lot of their amazing art in Idle Champions. In fact, today there is 2 new adventures and variants that just came out that you can go experience all of the lovely art, including Orcus's Throne, which, as we talked about before, is absolutely brilliant. And if you've liked this show and you are playing Idle Champions, you can pick up 2 of the previous creatures that Alexis and Michelle made as familiars in the game. You can get Hoot the Overgrown Owlbear Fox. Yes, Hoot the Overgrown Owlbear Fox, and I've lost the other one. Oh no.
It's a dragon parrot, right?
Yes.
But what's its name?
Oh no, what's the dragon parrot's name?
Oh no, not Hoot.
Hoot? Because the Overgrown Owlbear Fox were Hoot and Holler, but why can't I remember the dragon parrot? It's so cute. It flowers come out of its mouth. It's all colorful.
Clover. It's Clover.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Clover,
super cool.
the dragon parrot. You can go pick up those 2 familiars in the game right now, and you can have 2 of these creatures that have been created right here on the Sketching Hour. And with that, I have no transition. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.